Hello, hello! My name is Callista, and welcome back to Dragon Age Inquisition. In the last episode, we decided that we were going to take the next few episodes to just talk to our companions. We haven't really done that. Aenor has been very focused on, going out into the world and helping people. She hasn't really taken the time to get to know any of the people helping her, so that is exactly what we are going to do. Also, I am going to give you some advance warning. If I am stammering a lot, if I'm tripping over my words a lot today, having plenty of tongue fumbles, I'm sorry. I am incredibly stressed right now. It's just so many things, one on top of the other. I mean, I put out 10, 30-minute episodes on my channel every single week, and that is incredibly stressful on its own. And here's the thing, I am a one-woman operation. I don't have someone handling my editing and someone handling uploading the videos to YouTube. Like, no, I do everything, and that is incredibly stressful. On top of that, February is it's the 1-year anniversary of my grandmother's passing. That's not been so great. And I mentioned before, I think it was sometime last week, I'm a little bit foggy, fuzzy, whatever you want to call it, on timings right now, but I think last week I mentioned I was having some trouble in a D&D group that I'm in. That turned into an absolute shitstorm. Everything happens all at once. Nothing ever, nothing is staggered. Everything sort of builds up all in one, and it's awful. Apparently, according to my fiance, he thought I was going to have a panic attack last night. I do not know what a panic attack looks or feels like, so I can neither confirm or deny this. However, when I look inside myself, part of me cries out, "End me! End me, please!" I'm fine though, don't worry, I'm fine, I'm all good. I'm just so fucking stressed. Jesus Christ, please. Okay, Cullen, hi. Now here's the important question. Does everyone have their head on still? Because, heads are necessary for fighting. Okay, things are looking good, okay.
Yes.
Okay, anything I should know? Why did the Templars leave? Tell me about your colleagues. And let's investigate. Tell me about Templar life.
I'd like to know more about the Templars.
If you need insight into what the Order is doing now, I'm afraid I can't offer more than you already know. Anything else, I will answer as best I can.
No! The head is gone! Okay, where's a good angle? I want a decent angle, maybe, because Cullen is very quiet. Okay, how are Templars trained? Tell me about their vows, excuse me. Why did you become a Templar? What do Templars do? You lived in a circle. Yeah, I can't imagine Aenor has had many chances to actually talk to Templars, prior to, joining the Inquisition and all that. I imagine her interactions with the Templars have probably been very negative, men and women coming out into the woods to be like, we're going to take your mages or fuck off. Like, either fuck off or we will take your people. So I can't imagine she's had many opportunities to sit down with a Templar and be like, hey, tell me about you, what is life like for you? So yeah, I imagine Aenor would be very interested in all of this.
What does Templar training involve?
There is weapon and combat training. Even without their abilities, Templars are among the best warriors in Thanos. Initiates must also memorize portions of the Chant of Light, study history, and improve their mental focus.
And did you enjoy it?
Did you enjoy your training?
Learn everything. If I was giving my life to this, I would be the best Templar I could.
You were a model student.
I wanted to be. I wasn't always successful. Watching a candle burn down while reciting the chant of transfiguration the most exciting task. I admit, my mind sometimes wandered.
Why did you become a Templar?
Why did you join the Order?
I could think of no better calling than to protect those in need. I used to beg the Templars as our local chantry to teach me. At first, they merely humored me. I must have shown promise, or at least a willingness to learn. The Knight Captain spoke to my parents on my behalf. They agreed to send me for training. I was 13 when I left home.
13, that really isn't very old at all.
13? That's still so young.
I wasn't the youngest there. Some children are promised to the Order at infancy. Still, I didn't take on full responsibilities until I was 18. The Order sees you trained and educated first.
And what about your family?
And what about your family? Did you miss them?
Of course, but there were many my age who felt the same. We learned to look out for one another.
Well, that's good. That's good at least. It's what do Templars do exactly?
Do the Templars do anything besides hunt mages?
Templars protect against the dangers of magic. Before the Order left the Chantry, that meant serving in a circle. They were also tasked with tracking apostates or fighting demons inevitably summoned by the weak or malicious.
Now this is the important question for Aenor. What do you think of mages? Because so far I think Aenor has a very good feeling about Cullen. I think they're both very similar in that they're not the most diplomatically savvy, but they both clearly care quite a lot. And they're both doers. I think that's the main reason Aenor feels kinship with Cullen. They both see the hole in the sky and they're like, we should plug that. Like, we'll let the diplomats deal with Val Royeaux, and the clerics will let the talkers do the talking, and the doers can do the doing. Like, we will plug the big fuck off hole. Let's go do that. So I think she feels a lot of kinship with Cullen. However, Aenor, he is an ex-Templar, and Templars do tend to have very negative views on mages and magic. And Aenor doesn't understand magic. She doesn't understand mages. She's not a mage, but that doesn't mean she hates them or that she thinks negatively of them. A mage is a person, and people can be vastly different. Like, why lump all of the mages together? Like, she's much more like we should treat them on an individual by individual basis. Like, that mage is a perfectly nice person because they are a perfectly nice person. The fact that they are a mage has very little to do with, you know, anything really. Like, let's not treat someone like shit just because they can waggle their fingers and make fire rain from the skies or whatever. So I do think she's kind of like, you know, like, we've been getting along, I like you, but, you know, are there some views there that I should be concerned about, buddy?
What do you think of mages? Are they all a threat?
I've seen the suffering magic can inflict. I've treated mages with distrust because of it, at times without cause. That was unworthy of me. I'll try not to do so here. Not that I want mages moving through our base completely unchecked. We need safeguards in place to protect people, including mages, from possessions at the least.
Ooh, I don't know how Aenor would feel about that. Because here's the thing, the first thing he said, which was basically, I had some bigoted views on mages in the past, and I treated them unfairly, you know, despite having no cause to do so. That was bad of me. I acknowledge I was wrong. I'm gonna try not to do that here. Aenor's like, okay, that's fair. You were a shitty person in the past. You're trying to be less shitty. Like, I'm not gonna punish you because of views you had if you are trying to improve like that. That's great. I can get behind that. Good stuff. And this, we need safeguards in place to protect people, including mages, from possession at the least. Again, Aenor's like, yes, let's protect the mages. Let's protect people. Magic can be dangerous. Like, she's not blind to that. Hence why she believes the circles are necessary. But then it was the middle bit I don't want mages moving through camp unchecked. At that point, she's like, oh no, that I disagree with. That... Oh no, are we gonna start enforcing that mages carry cards that say I'm a mage? Are we gonna make them wear a symbol on their clothing so that, you know, people can... oh, that's a mage. That's a mage over there. Are we going to start saying that mages have to walk in certain areas? Like, no. That's not right. Ooh. Kind of like a sandwich, you know, good point, bad point, good point. I think Aenor... Like I said, she likes Cullen. But I think she is kind of like, I'm going to keep an eye on you just to make sure that you aren't slipping into your old habits. I'm not going to, like, she wouldn't try and, like, overrule him or anything like that. You know, he needs to be given the chance to succeed or fail. We can't take away his agency by enforcing certain views. But she is like, I'ma just keep an eye on you, see how you're interacting with the mages, just making sure that nothing dodgy is going on here.
You've lived in the circle. What was a typical day for a Templar there?
Typical. The last time I was in a circle was right before it fell apart. Nothing was typical.
Before that, then?
Certain rituals require a full guard, and mages howling, for instance. I've attended a few. Most of the time you merely maintain a presence, on patrol or in the circle, ready to respond if needed. Mages pretend to ignore that presence, but they're watching you just as closely.
Do you not speak to the mages? I really think if the Templars and mages could just sit down and chat, I think that would solve a lot of issues. If the mages felt like the Templars weren't their jailers. Because, like, I think, I've said this before, Aenor and myself, we're very much aligned in what we think of the mages and, you know, how we think that the circles should be. And, like, here's the thing, I believe that the Templars should exist. And I think Aenor also believes that the Templars are necessary. However, there needs to be some sort of friendship between them. The Templars need to kind of go to the mages and say, hey, we're not your jailers. We're your backup, essentially. We are here to help you, not hinder you. Like, we're gonna take a step back. We're gonna be here if you need us. But, like, in Aenor's mind, the new and improved Templar order would be a lot friendly. And here's the thing, yes, if the Templars and mages are very, very friendly, then one of the mages becomes possessed, then you might get Templars that are like, oh no, Ron's possessed! I don't want to kill Ron, but I think Aenor would rather take that risk. If the mages are happier, then surely they are less likely to fall to possession. And the Templars are less likely to be placed in a situation where they have to kill a friend. Like, surely that is more likely to happen. You know, having everything be so antagonistic, it only adds to the stress that mages feel. And when mages are stressed, demons come a-calling. Like, just, if everyone could just talk it out and get along, please.
Do Templars and mages never speak to each other?
Some do, but Templars are supposed to maintain a certain distance from their charges. If a mage is possessed or uses blood magic, you must act quickly, without hesitation. Your judgment cannot be clouded. Of course, ignoring one another does nothing to foster understanding.
And last but by no means least, tell me about their vows.
Do Templars take vows? I swear to the Maker to watch all the mages. That sort of thing.
There's a vigil first. You're meant to be at peace during that time, but your life is about to change. When it's over, you give yourself to a life of service. That's when you're given a filter, your first draft of lyrium and its power. As Templars, we are not to seek wealth or acknowledgement. Our lives belong to the Maker and the path we have chosen.
are their vows of celibacy. I will say this is very funny. This is so funny. It's not something Aenor would say, but it is very funny. Effectively, you know, the Inquisitor is like, do Templars have to give up other pleasures to fulfill their roles? And Cullen gets very tongue-tied. He's like, what? No, I mean, some Templars do, but it's not mandatory. Did you make any such vows? Why are you asking? No, I didn't. I feel so badly for him. It's very funny, but I feel so badly for him. Yeah, Aenor would not consider asking this. Like, yeah, that's everything.
That's all I wanted to know. Thank you.
I'm sure you have other matters to attend.
No, you know what? Let's chat again.
Did you need something?
Tell me about your colleagues. Oh god, the headless guy is back.
What do you think of the people you work with?
Who do you mean?
How's working with Josephine?
What do you think of our ambassador?
We have little in common. How she delights in meeting with nobles all day is beyond me. But I enjoy working with her.
This guy's head is missing too. Dear God. What is happening? Why are so many people being beheaded? My goodness. What do you think of Liliana?
How do you like working with Liliana?
The Inquisition would not exist without her. I may not always agree with her methods. She's more passionate about our cause than anyone. Cassandra may have declared the Inquisition publicly. Liliana is just as responsible for its formation.
Also, Liliana's the scary one. Out of all of the advisors and higher-ups, Liliana's the scariest. And tell me about our soldiers.
Are you satisfied with the Inquisition's forces?
Our numbers are small, but they suit our needs for the time being. Some Templars have joined us instead of following the Order. They've proven invaluable in training new recruits.
That's good. Yeah, I have no more questions.
I should let you get back to work.
Okay, good stuff. Now, before I head inside, there are a few armors I have that have upgrades. I just want to remove them.
Better horses. You think that'll make a difference?
Master Dennett's horses in the hinterlands are faster and stronger than anything we've got here. A good horse can make all the difference. The mare I grew up with saved my life. She died when the demons attacked.
I'm sorry.
Feels silly to mourn a horse, with all the people we've lit pyres for.
Well, like you said, a good horse can make all the difference.
Oh, indeed they can, can't they, Chestnut? Yes, they can. You're so lovely. You're so lovely. Yes, you are. Don't shake your head. You're beautiful and you know it. I wish we could pet the horses. Yeah, you have a good old nom. You have some noms. Good, Bubba.
Do you think you can have it done by midweek?
That when Thren needs it?
Quartermaster Thren understands that your work can't be rushed, Master Harry.
Fine. Midweek. Tell Thren she owes me.
Okie doke. Yeah, I just want to make sure that I have all of these off. Yeah, we have a load of arms. Move upgrade. There we go. And move the upgrade. There we go. Very quickly. Does Cassandra have... Yes, she has arms. I was going to say if she had legs, then I'd add on an upgrade to that, but no. Sad times. And I can't add them onto light or medium armors. You know, every armor has specific upgrades. Light armor has light armor upgrades, and so on and so forth. Oh, game.
Still got demons pouring out of the rifts.
Okay, game, I saw that. You stammered. You stuttered, game. I'm going to assume you're all right, but... Oh, hello. Hello, birdie. I'd pet you too if I could, but again, the game does not let me pet stuff. Oh, shit.
You're worried about the rifts. I understand that.
As there is but one world.
Game, are you okay?
One day,
Game,
there is but one.
I'm gonna assume that everything is okay. Fingers crossed. Hello, buddy.
Need something?
I have a personal question. Tell me about Red Lyrium. I have questions about Hawke. Yes. I mentioned before, very early on, Aenor, she heard the name Varric Tethras and she was kind of like, that name sounds familiar. It'll come to me. You know, she didn't really think much of it. And then in the hinterlands, hearing Sola say, I understand that you write books, Master Tethras. I think that triggered her. Oh, the Tale of the Champion. Yeah, I read that. One of my cousins in Wycombe has a copy of that, and she lent it to me. Yeah, and so she's gonna take this opportunity to ask Varric some questions about Hawke.
I read your Tale of the Champion, and I have a few questions.
That's a pretty common reaction. Go ahead.
Orsino's fate made no sense. You made up the Arashok fight. Where are Hawke's friends? I see Aenor has a scathing review of Tale of the Champion. Clearly she takes her reading material very seriously.
In the book, you say that first Enchanter Orsino turned himself into a giant monster made of corpses. How? Why?
Do I look like an expert on magical weirdness to you? I can't tell you how. Why, all I can say is he was desperate.
You made up the Arashok fight. I mean, it does sound rather far-fetched when you consider that Amelia was a healing mage with no offensive spells, that she apparently took on the Kunari's war leader in one-on-one combat. That does seem rather far-fetched.
There's no way Hawke really could have killed the Arashok. It would have started a war with the Kunari.
I was told later that the Kunari disavowed his actions. Apparently the Arashok didn't get permission before he attacked Kirkwall, and the Qun didn't want another exalted march. When they finally sent a ship to haul the wrecked dreadnought away, they just said, "We will never speak of this again." As far as I can tell, that's the Qun's version of an apology.
And where are Hawke's friends now?
Where are the rest of Hawke's associates now?
Meryl decided to look after the elves left homeless by the fighting. She's done a pretty good job of keeping them away from the mages and Templars, so far. I guess she has plenty of practice avoiding stupid human battles with her old Dalish clan. Fenris has kept himself busy, hunting down the Tevinter slavers who came south to prey on the refugees. I'm not sure exactly where he is at the moment. You can usually follow the trail of corpses, though. Isabella went back to the raiders. She's calling herself an admiral now. I don't know if she's actually in charge or just has a really big hat. Might be the same thing, honestly. Sebastian went back to Starkhaven. I'm sure he's boring all sorts of people there. Aveline is still guard captain. I'm pretty sure Kirkwall would fall into the sea if she quit her job.
I love Isabella and her very big hat. Also, I find it so interesting that Varric, when you basically say like, oh, you had to have made up the Arashok fight, he has no reaction. When you confront him about Orsino, he disapproves. I don't know if you noticed that. It came up, Varric slightly disapproves when asking about Orsino. I have seen some very good theories on why that might be, because here's the thing about Dragon Age 2. It has what's the word I'm looking for? An unreliable narrator. Whereas Origins was, you know, you are the warden going on your journey, ba ba ba. Dragon Age 2 was, you are listening to a story being told by Varric. If BioWare wanted, in Inquisition, they could have said, oh yeah, Hawke never actually existed. Hawke was not a real character. The actual person going around doing shit in Dragon Age 2 was a guy called Jim, and Varric didn't want to tell Cassandra about Jim, so Varric made up Hawke. Like, they could have done that. There would have been an incredibly shitty thing to do, like, oh yeah, this character you got super invested in, yeah, they're not actually real, they don't exist. Very shitty, but they could have done that. So, any of the plot points in Dragon Age 2 BioWare can effectively go back and say, oh yeah, that didn't actually happen. That was Varric lying. Yeah, Leandra being murdered by a serial killer and having her head put on a corpse amalgamation. Oh yeah, that didn't actually happen. Leandra actually died because of food poisoning, and it was super anticlimactic, and Varric decided to give her a more messed up end. They could do that. And a theory I have seen is that Orsino didn't actually use blood magic to become a harvester, but that he actually managed to escape and get away, and that the harvester was Varric's way of covering for him. You know, like, oh yeah, he's totally dead. 100% used weird, fucked up blood magic to become a harvester, yeah. Like, that's what happened. And, I mean, here's the thing, we have no proof either way. It is kind of odd that Varric will disapprove on the Orsino comment, but not the Arashok one. I don't know whether or not Varric lied about Orsino. I wouldn't mind. I'm not very... I don't have any strong feelings on that theory. I just think it's rather interesting. Now then, next up. Sera, hello.
And you've seen no signs of the Grey Wardens anywhere?
Nope.
Your son?
Girl. Her tongue tells tales of rebellion, but she was so fast and quick with her bow. No one quite knew where she came from. Sera was never quite the quietest girl. Her attacks are loud and their joy.
Sera, you've been here for all of 2 minutes, and Meriden has already written a song about you. That is rather concerning. Are you okay? Why change the past when you can always stay? Today should fight to keep her away. I do like this song. I'm like, it's kind of creepy because she has just arrived, but like, it's catchy as fuck.
So, this is it, huh? Oh no, it's fine, yeah? It's just, I thought it'd be bigger. That would have been hilarious if you were a man, right? Wasted. Anyway, stopping wars should earn more sovereigns than this. Need things back to normal for coins to be flowing again. Another reason the Templars and mages need to be sat down.
Issue number 1 I have with Sera. She loves to go on and on about like, oh, doing it for the little people. Oh, the little people this, the little people that. She's not doing this out of the goodness of her heart. She's doing this because she wants to get paid. That's why she's with the Inquisition. She's not here because she exclusively wants, you know, it's not like, oh, I want things to get back to normal so that things are stable for the people of Thedas. It's, I want things to get back to normal so I can make my money. And that in and of itself, I don't mind. If she were honest about it. If she didn't faff about and be like, oh no, it's the little people, it's the little people. If she were just like, I want to get paid. Fuck it, I want to get paid, like, and she didn't go on and on about like, oh, I help people. You're not doing it out of the goodness of your heart though, Sera. Like, just be honest about your motivations. Don't make other people feel guilty for not doing things that you do when you're only doing those things because the person is paying you. You're not working pro bono. You have a fee. And let's be honest, Sera wouldn't help certain people if she wasn't getting paid. It's the... I don't know if hypocrisy is the right word. It's the, like... As I say, it's that I do it for the little people. Give me money. I'm like, just be honest. Just be honest about it, Sera, please. There's more going on. The Conclave tried and failed. Which side are you on? Another reason the Templars and mages need to be sat down. Here's the thing. I don't think Aenor is on anyone's side. She prefers the mages to the Templars. However, she's also not like, the mages need absolute, complete freedom where they can do whatever the fuck they want, and Templars don't exist. Because here's the thing. Freedom in Aenor's mind, it's not being able to do whatever you want. Freedom means making sacrifices. Freedom means being responsible for your actions. It's not freedom of consequence. Freedom doesn't mean that you can do whatever the hell you want. Like, there are restrictions that come with having freedom. And here's the thing, the mages deserve their freedom. Everyone deserves their freedom. However, you know, mages need to feel safe. They need circles. They do need Templars, but those Templars can't be jailers. So Aenor occupies a middle ground. It would be rather unfair of her to be like, okay, which side are you on? I don't have to pick a side, but you have to pick a side. I'm drawn to the Conclave tried and failed, actually. Because here's the thing, there is more going on. Clearly, there's a big fuck-off hole in the sky. However, the fact that there is more going on does not diminish the fact that the mages and Templars are going a bit mental. They're killing a shit ton of people, and that needs to be stopped. Hell, if we could stop the Mage-Templar conflict, then we could focus on the more that's going on that much easier. So yeah, I guess Sera does put like, oh, they just need to be sat down, but it's really not that simple.
I'm pretty sure the Conclave proved it's not that easy.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
Why? Because someone yelled it real loud. Make them prove it. They're too busy to look up where the real questions are.
We'll help them all see. You think it should be easy. What questions are those? Ooh. I'm disinclined to go with this one because here's the thing. I remember the tone of this. And it's very much like a, we will bring everyone back from the brink of destruction. Yay, chantry. It's really like holier than thou. And it doesn't suit Aenor. Speaking of Aenor, holy fuck is she beautiful. I'm sorry. This is one of the few times we've gotten like an up-close cutscene in really good lighting. She's so... Oh, there goes my timer. Shut up, timer. I'm gushing about my character. How dare you? She looks so pretty. I love her so much. I seriously think she's one of the nicest Inquisitors I've ever made. I absolutely adore her. Okay, so yeah, I'm disinclined to go with this one. I can't, again, I'm always, my gut instinct is to tend to ignore 3. Because it tends to be the violent one. I know it isn't like the dialogue wheel in Dragon Age 2, however, tonally, you know, number 1 does tend to be more diplomatic, number 2 does tend to be a bit more jokey, and number 3 does tend to be a bit more aggressive. And I don't... Like I said, I'm not inclined to go with this one because it sounds super preachy. I'm worried about this one being very aggressive. You think it should be easy. Yeah, they're too busy to look up where the real questions are. Yeah, there's a big-ass hole in the sky. You'd think everyone would be able to go like, okay, the sky is torn. That's never happened before. Maybe we should be focusing on that. You know, you'd think that would be an easy decision to make. However, clearly it's not.
Right. They should know it's a simple job. End all war. Stitch the sky. The easy one first, of course.
You're daft, yeah? Most people get special. They lose their smirk. Can't see how stupid it all is. I think I'll like you, Lady Herald. Maybe you are a little touched, yeah?
I think I'll like you too. Nope. Nope. No thank you. No thank you. I tried the Sera romance once. And that was the only time. Here's the thing. Once I settle on a character, generally speaking, I stick with that character. So every time I play through Dragon Age Origins as a Dwarf Noble, I always play as Arten. Always. Every single time. I never think to myself, you know what, I want to create a new Idukan, because I can't. I literally can't. I don't mean I won't, I mean I can't. I play the game And it's like a siren going off in my head. No, this is wrong. No, this is wrong. No, this is wrong. No, this is wrong. No, this... Just until I stop. And I reload and I play as Artin. And that happens every single time. Yes, it is annoying. It's incredibly annoying. I just can't stop it. The character I romanced Sera with, that is the only time I have abandoned a character. Yes, she was Dalish. She was my original Dalish Inquisitor. And I got to a point, and if you've played the game before, you will know where I got up to. And something happened. Again, I'm not going to go into spoiler territory, but something happened, and I was so offended that I deleted that save file, and I ditched that character. And I created Aenor instead to be my Dalish Inquisitor. That is the only time that has happened to me in a video game. Now, here's the thing. Here's why Aenor wouldn't be flirting with Sera. She's 18! She's 18 years old. That is too young. Here's the thing. I think I mentioned before, Aenor is in her 30s. Aenor is in her 30s. Sera is 18. That's quite a large age gap. Personally, I don't see anything wrong with age gaps in relationships. I mean, there's an 11-year age gap between my parents. You know, I've grown up watching a couple with a large age gap. It is literally the most normal thing in the world to me. And here's the thing, in the UK at least, the age of consent is 16. So a 17-year-old getting with a 40-year-old, perfectly legal over here. Little bit eyebrow raising, but if everyone is consenting and no one's, you know, being abused, like, if everyone is on the same page, everyone has the same amount of respect, I'm fine with that. It's not something I do personally, though. I'm a little bit icked out by the idea of dating someone whose age ends in teen. So, like, a 19-year-old, I could not consider dating someone who was 19, because I'm like, it just seems very young to me. They're of age, yeah, but it kind of icks me out a little bit. I'm like, no, that... Like, if you want to do it, and everyone's on the same page, okay, but it's just not for me. And I don't think it's for Aenor either. The idea of dating an 18-year-old, she's young and immature, and it just doesn't sit right. Will succeed, we have to. Sounds good to me. I only care about stopping it. I think I'll like you, Lady Herald. Maybe you are a little touched. Again, I don't know how... I feel like this is going to be super preachy. You know, we'll succeed. We'll keep the darkness at bay. We have to. Like, no, just, yeah, I'm drawn to sounds good to me. I think Aenor, she's taking a very casual stance with Sera. You know, with other people, yes, let's be hyper serious and, you know, kind of, not exactly preachy, but, you know, like, just hyper serious, you know, we're gonna take things in a very matter-of-fact way. With Sera is a far more casual person. And so I think Aenor is a lot more inclined to be like, I'm gonna match your tone, effectively.
I'm ready to give it a shot. That's all I can ask from anyone else.
I'm in. It's an investment, yeah? Better pay off, too. Stupid war and everything. I had things to do.
Again, it's all about her. How the war affected her and her ability to make money. All right, lady, are you okay? Are you all right? I'ma just leave you alone. Yes, I am out of time for this episode. In the next one, we'll have an actual conversation with Sera. Are you gonna sing or anything? Come on, sing me out. And run it, come on. Give us a song, Meriden. Oh, boo, she's not. How dare. Okie doke. Oh, well. Yes, in the next episode, we'll talk with Sera, probably talk with Solus and, Liliana. Maybe Vivienne, if we get around to her. But, until then, Please remember to like if you enjoyed, leave a comment below, and if you wanted to subscribe, it would be very much appreciated. I've been Callista. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode.